What's up, guys, and welcome back to Book of Entertainment. So, if you remember very well, it's Colonel Mangena, one of the investigators who did the investigations at the Khumalo house and came up with findings that are now being used by the state in court. So, Colonel Mangena testified that when he did his investigations, he found out that there were two shots that were fired at the Khumalo house. But right now, there is a third shot that is now being talked about.
Now, what I was putting to you, and you've also correctly said that your observation is that, and the physical evidence points you to two bullets inside the kitchen, and then you didn't see anything that indicates that there was a third bullet fired in the vicinity of the kitchen, correct?
That's correct.
Now, according to the statement that I've just read of Captain Bentley, a third shot was allegedly fired, so we are not sure whether, according to this statement, whether it was inside the house or outside the house, because it says one shot was fired as the suspects were fleeing, right?
That's correct.
And these statements seem to agree with the evidence that was led by Ms. Zandile Khumalo in this court, who said when they were in the kitchen, as the altercation is going on, or the struggle is going on between the intruders and the people that were in the house, a first shot went off, hit the tile floor, and then one of the shrapnel or a piece of fragment hit her ankle. And she then ran to the bathroom where she went to hide herself. Whilst in the bathroom, she heard a second shot, which was louder as like the first one, and then later on, or immediately, I don't know the sequence, she then heard a third shot, which was a bit duller in sound. So she heard three shots, and Bentley also talks about three shots, but we don't know where the third shot was fired.
That's correct, Malo. That's what this statement is saying.
Okay, thank you.
So this third shot now has been confirmed by a Captain Alan Mark Bentley, whose statement is saying that there were three shots that were allegedly fired, two inside the kitchen, and one as the suspects were fleeing. So that's the statement that was read by Advocate Ramsipili from the statement of Captain Alan Mark Bentley. So by reading a portion of that statement, the defense here through Advocate Ramsipili is pointing out a discrepancy. And this discrepancy, it is between the two shots that were found by Colonel Mangena and Colonel Bentley. What the defense is trying to achieve here, it is to highlight an inconsistency between Colonel Mangena and Captain Bentley's statement. And the defense has solidified their position through Zandile Khumalo's testimony. So this discrepancy now, once it is established and has been proven, it can be used by the defense to cast doubt on the accuracy of the investigation and reliability of the evidence that is being presented by the state. So they can challenge the prosecution's narrative. So the defense is questioning the completeness of the investigation by highlighting the potential existence of a third shot that was not accounted for by Colonel Mangena. So here the defense is saying that no, Colonel Mangena, you did not do a thorough job during the investigations. You missed out on so many pieces of evidence. As by looking at the evidence that you have, it's incomplete. And by it being incomplete, how then can we say these accused are guilty because you have incomplete investigation with you? So by clearly exposing the state, Advocate Baloyi, and all of their witnesses, they are opening up the entire case for serious further questioning. So this issue of the third shot, it helps the defense in that it opens up like laying the groundwork, for an alternative theory about the shooting itself. So the defense can actually like argue in another complete different direction by bringing a new theory to the table altogether. So here we now like already have a doubt, about the claims that are being presented by the prosecution and saying, did these events really unfold the way that Advocate Baloyi is laying it out? So we now have unanswered questions here. So as the defense is like fighting for the case of their clients, what they are bringing to the table is like another narrative, they can bring up a hypothetical argument, and it's a tactic in court cases. It only becomes illegal if they start inventing evidence. But in this case, Ramsipeli has not invented any evidence. He has like clearly stated that this is what Captain Alan Mark said. This is what Zandile Khumalo said. And you, Captain Mangena, you did not figure this out. This is why Advocate Mgomezulu, the other defense lawyer, is coming up with the theory that that third shot, it shot Longotwala on the ankle. And these investigators for the state witnesses, they did not figure it out. So this is what is playing out in court. So you can see that this is part of the adversarial system. This is how the justice system is built. It's built on the idea that let both sides fight it out. The defense and the state. Then the truth is going to come out through cross-examination, re-examination. So a defense lawyer can actually suggest a theory that it's Longotwala who pulled the trigger. Then the court is going to rely on witnesses, experts, and evidence to either confirm or debunk it. So here the state now, through Advocate Baloyi, they are in a tight corner. And the defense, if they continue like pushing on this third short theory to sow doubt and maybe shift blame, for example, to Longotwala, the state actually has several ways to fight back, both in court and in public perception. The state can question like, where's the wound itself and where is even the bullet itself? So things are getting like messy for the state itself, because there is already on record Captain Alan Mark, confirming the third shot. So this is where now a theory of a cover up starts coming out, when the defense, like for example, start arguing that key evidence was actually suppressed or altered to protect someone in the house, if that someone is probably Longotwala. At this point, the state has like no option other than to discredit the Captain Alan Bentley, or maybe even go for the juggler, and like explain that the findings we have, they left out this third shot, out of the forensic picture because it didn't matter because it was outside the house anyway. Because what you don't want, as the state, is for the narrative to keep on being told that the investigation was sloppy, the scene was tampered with, or evidence was selectively picked to frame the accused. You don't want those narratives to be put to the court. Rather, you want to discredit Captain Alan Bentley. But so far, this is what the defense has been doing, and they're discrediting Captain Mangena. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.